Hi everyone! So today we're going to be discussing police brutality. Why is it that so many people fear the police? Why is it that so many people have bad relationships with them? Why is it that when a police officer shoots and kills a random innocent person, they just get slapped on the wrist, and another person, like if any random person committed a small crime, they would get literally the whole bucket thrown at them. So today in my speech, I'm here to discuss the topic of police brutality. I'm here to prove to you that it does in fact exist. It targets a certain race and religion, and why and how you should take action. So does police brutality exist, or is it just a myth? According to, well, at first I'm going to start off by explaining what police brutality is. And according to Danila, who did a study in Chicago, she found that police brutality is the excessive and or unnecessary force by police when dealing with civilians. Excessive use of force means a force well beyond what is necessary in order to handle a situation. Now, police meaning that if they do something unnecessary, like if I'm pulling you over right now and just because I think you did something, I'm going to snatch you out of the car and arrest you for no reason, which is excessive force. Now, many people believe that police brutality doesn't exist because they don't see it. Just because something doesn't exist doesn't mean that it doesn't. Just because you don't see something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Like right now, all of us are breathing right now, and we're all still alive, but we don't see the air that we're breathing in. You don't see the wind, but we know there's wind because we can feel it, but you don't see it. Does that mean wind doesn't exist? Or doesn't that mean we're not breathing? Sorry. Many complaints by people against the force used by police officers are investigated. Meaning 20 people could complain about one officer and it will never get investigated, so that the officer would just keep going on and doing what he wanted to do, basically terrorizing the community. And that's why people don't have a good relationship with them, because when they do complain, nothing happens. Which leads to my next point, the Philando Castile video. I was going to show it, but I don't have a way to show it right now, so I'm just going to summarize the video for you. So basically in the video, it was Philando Castile when the officer pulled him over for, he didn't specify what he pulled him over for in the first place, but when he pulled him over, Philando Castile, he told the officer that he had a license to carry and that he had a gun in his car. And so when the cop asked for his license, he told Philando to stop moving, and he was like, "I'm just grabbing my license," and he shot him. And what made the video even more tragic was that his girlfriend and his daughter was sitting in the back seat, and his daughter was only 2 years old, so she had to watch her father die. And it made the video traumatic because you can just hear the baby saying, "It's okay, mommy, it's okay, I got you, it's okay." And they even put the girlfriend in handcuffs in the back of this on one of the police cars. I don't know why they did that, but that's why the little girl was saying it's okay, because she was sitting there crying in the cop car. And I was just like, I didn't get it. Even though she did win the lawsuit that she sued them for, the officer that shot him got off with nothing. Like, he literally was just off free. Like, do what you want to do, keep doing what you're doing. Basically, is the message they're sending out. So, now that we've established that police brutality exists, we're going to discuss the focal point of police brutality. Is police brutality about a race and or religion? Let's be real. 99% of the cases of police brutality involve a black person or a person of non-white descent. A study done in Philadelphia by Makarachi, stated that evidence of a significant bias in killing an unarmed black American relative to an unarmed white American is the probability of being black, unarmed, and shot by police officers 3.49%, times the probability of being white, unarmed, and shot by police on average. Meaning that if a white person has a 15% chance of getting shot, a black person will have a 45% chance of getting shot. Which is alarming, because why is there such a big gap just because someone is of a different color? Okay, some races still believe that they are superior to others. Like, it's a given. There's a lot of people that still believe they're greater than everybody else. Another study, the same person by Makarachi, she found that black and Hispanic drivers were searched approximately 4 times more as often than white drivers, yet the Chicago Police Department own data showed that contraband was found on white drivers twice as often as found on Black and Hispanic drivers. So they're quick to judge about a different race, but their own race, they find contraband on more times often. And the chart I handed out earlier, that shows how much, like the 4 different charts on the paper I handed out earlier shows you the amount of times an unarmed Black person got killed versus a white person. And it's like each 4 chart will show you how many times more likely that a Black person or a Hispanic person or a person of non-white descent is shot more often. Another study that was conducted by George Lopez that was completed in the year 2015, he discovered that racial minorities made up about 37.4% of the general population in the U.S. and 46% of armed and unarmed victims, but they made 62.7% of unarmed people killed by police. So it's showing that means basically that there's only 30 out of the whole population. There's only 37.4% of racial minorities, but 62.7% of them are killed by police. Like if you do it like compared to whites, which is only 46.6. Like, sorry, that doesn't make sense. But basically meaning that our population is this big, but they're killing 62.7% of all police shootings and killings were Black and racial minorities. Okay, so far we've discussed what police brutality is and who it's directed at. So now, what are we going to do about it, basically? So, if police brutality continues to exist much longer, many people are going to revolt against the system, basically overturn the government, which is what is probably going to happen, especially with Trump as our president. Sorry, no pun intended. People are sick and tired of seeing their brothers and sisters, their cousins, and their children being butchered in the streets. Every day, it seems like there's another person who was killed or another person who was treated unfairly, and there's nothing being done about it. Like, they're going to keep doing what they want to do until something happens. So, some solutions to get them to stop would be peaceful protests and rallies, because if it turned into an all-out riot, more people would get hurt, and it would just destroy the point of ending police brutality, because you can't end violence with violence. It doesn't work that way. So they may not seem effective in the beginning, but in the end you'll see progress, because over time things don't change instantly. It changes like you got to take it day by day. Sorry. Also, now we live in a technological age where you can use social media to your advantage, like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, even Twitter. You can use everything to like promote nonviolence and ending police brutality. That's how we know that police brutality exists now, because of all the videos that's being finally exposed and everything that's coming out. So we can use social media to our advantage to end police brutality. Police brutality still exists in today's society, and until people start to stand up and do something about that, nothing's going to change, which would in turn anger many people in the community. The purpose of my speech was to bring awareness to the situation. My goal of this speech is that everyone in the community will stand up and fight for their rights and the rights and other lives of their peers in the community. So, will you stand up and end police brutality?